We don't shake hands with low-level employees. The chairwoman said it with a smile that invited the whole room to laugh, and they did. They saw the flowers in my hand and decided I was just there for optics. What they didn't see was the $2.1 billion tranche I controlled. This story is a brutal reminder that power doesn't always wear a suit and tie. Sometimes, it's the person you just insulted. If you stay until the end, you'll witness the exact second their phones started exploding with withdrawal alerts while the cameras were still rolling. But first, how did a room full of genius executives fail to realize I was the only person in the building who could save them? I walked into the boardroom holding flowers, as instructed. The atmosphere was thick with ego. When I reached across the table to greet the chairwoman, she looked at my hand like it was covered in dirt. "Stand where you're told," she snapped. "This meeting is for executives." The incoming CEO stayed silent. No one corrected her. I took an empty seat at the end of the table while the laughter lingered. They had already decided who I was. A nobody. A manager of optics. I waited for the first slide to appear. "There's one thing you should know," I said, my voice cutting through the room like a blade. "If you refuse to shake my hand, then by tomorrow morning, $2.1 billion will no longer be part of this deal." They scoffed. They thought I was bluffing. They didn't even know my name. If you love seeing corporate bullies get humbled, hit that subscribe button right now. As the meeting went on, they discussed projections and aggressive timelines as if I were invisible. The chairwoman told me to put my flowers outside because they were distracting. I kept them right where they were. "Authority requires clarity," I told her. "And who exactly are you here for?" she asked, her voice dripping with condescension. "I'm here for the capital." The finance director finally turned pale. He knew. He whispered that they needed the final release from the capital controller. I met the chairwoman's gaze and said, "That would be me. I am the managing partner authorized to release the funds." The room shifted. Pens paused mid-air. But I wasn't done. I had inserted a conduct provision into the contract months ago. It tied the $2.1 billion to reputational integrity. Essentially, if you act like a jerk during negotiations, I have the legal right to walk. And the whole meeting was being live-streamed. During a short recess, I stepped into the hall and made one phone call. "Activate the withdrawal, effective immediately. Reason code, conduct during negotiations." When I walked back in, the room was reset. The chairwoman was ready to resume her victory march. I placed my phone face down on the table and waited. One phone vibrated, then another. A chorus of alerts spread across the polished mahogany. The CFO's face went white. "The primary tranche has been withdrawn," he whispered. "All of it. $2.1 billion. The chairwoman stood up, screaming that it was unacceptable and that I had to reverse it. I didn't move. "There's nothing to reverse," I said. "You chose not to see the authority I walked in with. Now, you're seeing the consequence." The fallout was instant. Because the meeting was live-streamed, the markets saw everything. Pre-market indicators dropped double digits. Banks started calling about liquidity. The board realized they were attached to a sinking ship named the Chairwoman. By sunset, she was placed on administrative leave. By dawn, she was gone. The incoming CEO begged me to come back to renegotiate. "I already walked away," I told him. I left the flowers in a vase in the hotel lobby on my way out. I didn't need them anymore. My partners and I launched a new fund that afternoon. The first rule of the new fund? conduct first. Automatic withdrawal for documented disrespect. No warnings, no exceptions. The chairwoman thought power was about titles and volume. She learned too late that power is actually found in the choices made calmly. She wanted to protect her hierarchy, but instead, she destroyed her legacy for a laugh that lasted 5 seconds. Respect is not a courtesy you earn after the deal is signed. It is the cost of entry. To see another entitled executive lose it all, click here to watch I Was the Secretary They Mocked Until I Bought Their Company.